Hi, today I'm going to make a creamy beef sauce full of vegetables, and it's going over a multi-grain rice. I have spinach, green onions I want to use up, some red onion, garlic, green bell pepper, celery. Broth goes with cooking my grains. I have 17.5 ounces of cubed beef, a can of cream celery soup, and a can of cream of chicken soup. I've put the beef into the Instapot, in the liner in the Instapot. I'm going to come down and turn on saute, and I'm going to go for less. And while that is browning, I am going to go and prepare my garlic and onions, and as I prepare my items, I will put them in the pot. I have prepared my garlic. It worked out to 18 grams. In the time that it took me to prepare my garlic and my 74 grams of green onions, the beef is already coming along quite nicely. So I've decided I don't want to use the red onion in this recipe. I have enough going on. So I'm going to give this a stir and then put it back and let it saute the onions, brown the meat, and saute the garlic. 300 grams of celery. I'm using a fair bit of celery as we're using a cream of celery soup base. Give it a stir. The meat is coming along quite nicely. The beauty of this recipe is I'm making this at like 10 o'clock in the morning. Once I'm finished preparing this meal, it will go into the slow cook less setting, and it will slow cook for the day and go into warm when that's done. And then when supper's time is due, I will have my food ready to eat. I do not have to cook in the later part of the day, which is not my favorite time to cook. Back to the pot, Instapot. Give it a stir as it's been cooking quite nicely as we go along. I've prepped the green bell peppers, and they measure out at 150 grams. I'm giving you measurements, but really there is nothing precise about this recipe. If you like to go by measurement, then you have that choice. Otherwise, it's pretty forgiving recipe. Back into the Instapot. Continuing on saute. I had spinach in the fridge from when I made my spinach lasagna, so why not use it today in this recipe? The beauty of the spinach is it's full of water, so it's going to add a juice to this overall recipe. Again, as I said earlier, it's what you have in your fridge. Basically, I went in the fridge this morning and I went, okay, I've thawed some beef cubes. I have lots of celery, green pepper, garlic, I've measured out my spinach and it comes in at 110 grams. Give this a stir, add the spinach, and back to the pot. You might have noticed that when I cook, the meat is not the main ingredient in my recipes. I prefer it to be less than more. My saute mode only lasts a half hour. I had to turn it back on while I prepped to get this part of the video going. I'm now adding a half a teaspoon of Himalayan salt, a sprinkle of pepper. Again, these are things you add to taste. Now I have a cream of chicken can of soup, And because I'm going to add some beef broth to the mixture, I'm going to use it to clean out my can. My cream of celery soup. Maximizing ingredients. Give it a stir. I hope you're enjoying this video. This is a really simple meal. It's full of vegetables. And then I will do a video on the rice. Well, it's not really rice, the grain mixture that I'm going to cook in my other Instapot for the dish that we will put this sauce over. And what's neat is I don't have to prep vegetables for this dinner because it's already prepped. So I don't want to add too much of the beef broth because I know that the celery and the green peppers and the spinach all have their own juice in there. If I had mushrooms, I would add mushrooms to this, and actually, that's what I might do. Hold on. I have some dehydrated mushrooms that I made. I'm just going to add them to the mix. Ronda on the fly. Oh yeah, that's gonna make that even that much better. If when we get to the point where we're looking at it and it's just about ready to serve and we find that it's too thick, we can add more beef broth. Okay, back to the Instapot. Okay, close the lid, line up the arrows, close it, valve forward as we are not pressure cooking. Turn off the Instapot and choose slow cook, and I'm going to do less because it's so early in the day that I don't need it anytime soon. So I'm going to slow cook it for 4 hours, and then it'll automatically go into warm mode when the slow cook setting is finished. And my creamy beef mixture is ready. Oh, that smells so good. I have my rice. Place it on my rice. Time for the taste test of my creamy beef sauce and my multi-grain rice done with beef broth. I have to say this is very good. No complaints here. I would definitely do this again. I want to thank you for watching the video. I hope you found it helpful. Please come join the Facebook group. Oh my goodness, yummy food. Please subscribe. Keep coming back because I'm going to make more.